Today our topic is logistic, which is the major part of supply chain management, and we are going to discuss some basics of logistic today. We are going to discuss definition of logistics, logistic versus supply chain management, basic component of logistics and their explanation, and importance of logistics. So we will define it, then we differentiate it from the supply chain management and what are the components those make logistic, and then its importance in supply chain management. So let's first define what is logistics. Logistics is the main component of supply chain management, and even some people use both terms with same meanings. So logistic is used more broadly to refer to the process of coordinating and moving resources, people, material, inventory, and equipment from one location to the storage at the desired destination. In history, the term logistic originated in the military, referring to the movement of the equipment and supplies to troops in the war field. So, what is logistic? Logistic is so important in supply chain. Sometimes people say logistic to supply chain management as well. So, what is this? Broadly is referring to the when we are. It is a process of coordinating and then moving the things from where they are to the place where they are required. So this is the simple definition of logistic, that we plan, we coordinate, we move things, people, material, inventory, and equipment from one location up to the storage at the basically where they are to the where they are required in a coordinated, efficient, and effective way. As we have defined the logistics, that it is a coordinated effort to move the goods or the services from place of its or source to the place where they are required. So with these objectives, logistic we are doing we are in what are the objectives of logistic management is we reduce the inventory, we make our supply and delivery more reliable, and we will create a freight economy, mean more efficient way of moving the goods, and then minimum damage. So and then quick response. As we know, there are two major objectives of supply chain management. Is one is the economy or the efficiency, and number two is the response time. So logistics management helps us to achieve these two objectives of the supply chain management. For this reason, it is very important segment or very important function of supply chain management. Students of supply chain management and logistics always confused about these two different terms, that they are same or they are different, and sometimes even professionals are using these both terms interchangeably, and sometimes we make these courses like logistic and supply chain management, put things together. So but this seems like you know same thing, but actually they are two different things, and I believe in that they are two different things. uh, Logistic and supply chain management are terms, uh, those are often used interchangeably, but they are actually two aspects of the process. Logistic refers to what happened within one company, including purchase and delivery of the raw material, packaging, shipment, and transportation of good to distributor, for example. While supply chain management refers to a larger network of outside organizations that work together to deliver products to customers, including vendors, transportation provider, call centers, warehouses, provider, and others. Logistic is basically is a subset of supply chain management, and uh, you know we will maybe have a separate lecture about just in which we will explain the differences, but here simply I'm saying that logistic is a part of supply chain management, and the supply chain management term is broader as compared to logistics. So this is the when someone asks you, just tell them that logistic is a subset of supply chain management, uh, and logistic works under supply chain management. While talking about the differences between logistic and supply chain management, these are the few points where you can differentiate them. So logistic versus supply chain management. So logistic is the physical bound, whereas supply chain is mental and emotional bonding. So sometime I will also I can say that logistic is like hardware and supply chain is like software, and supply chain is putting things together. They are gelling them, and kind of like mental and emotional bonding, like it is written there. Then free flow of product information and cash, and then supply chain management is the allow to capacity to allow this flow. So a logistic definition of logistic is the free flow of, and the objective of logistic is the free flow of product information and cash, whereas in supply chain we create the capacity to have this flow smoothly. Uh, then uh, synonymous with the flow within and between. This is the logistic can be used as like a flow within and between two different points, leads to integration in flow. So supply chain is basically integration of all points in and out. Ensure an opportunity, creates an opportunity. Ensure cost effectiveness, ensures competitiveness. So this is another thing that because objective of supply chain management is to have a competitiveness, so supply chain help us to achieve that objective. Guarantees quality at the customer level, guarantee quality at the production level. And I will tell you, this supply chain management is a total quality concept, that from buying till end we will be looking for the quality, like total quality management concept. You might have heard that. Then satisfy a market and create a market. So this is like another differentiation, that we through supply chain management we create a market, and then through logistic we satisfy that market. The next major part of this lecture is logistics components. So the management of logistics can involve some or all of the following business functions. So these are the business functions we have to do under the logistics, and these all components. And it doesn't mean that we have to do everything, but these are the most of the functions which we do under logistic. So the major thing is transportation. So there are two kind of transportation. One is inbound and one is outbound. Fleet management, warehousing, material handling, uh, materials handling, packaging and containerization, and order fulfillment, inventory management, demand planning, and information and control. So there are many more maybe, but these are the major components comes under logistic management. So let's define one by one of all these components. So start with the transportation. So definition of what is transportation. Transport or transportation is the movement of human, animals, goods from one location to another. Basically transportation is when we are moving things, including humans and animals or goods, from one location to another location. In other words, the action of transport is defined as a particular movement of an organism or things from point A to point B. So, and then there are different modes of transportation include air, land, water, cable, pipeline, and space. So this is the simplest definition of transportation. As we have discussed before, that transportation is one of the major recognizable elements of logistic. recognizable mean we can see that, with our eyes, that it is like a physical bond. We talk about that. This includes all modes of transports, including road vehicles, freight trains, cargo shipping, and air transport. Without transport, goods would be unable to move, things from one location to another in supply chain. Some goods with short supply chains, such as food, do not travel far, and other more complex products consist of many components that can be transported from one to uh, all over the world. So, transportation is going along with the our supply chain management roadmap. So, some our supply chain are longer, or international, or global, and what are few of them are maybe smaller or quick. So, this it depends, and the mode of transportation depends on what kind of goods we have and what kind of location we are going, how far. So this is another topic, that how we select the transportation mode, which we will discuss somewhere else. Thank you. Uh, while we were discussing the transportation, I added these two: inbound transportation or logistic, and outbound. So let's see what is inbound, because it's very important to understand for a supply chain management student, that what is inbound transportation and what is outbound transportation. So inbound transportation or logistic is the process referred to inflow of raw material from suppliers to manufacturer plant, and it involves various activities such as storage, delivery of raw materials, parts that are going to be used in production. So inbound, like it word shows, that coming in to our location, our factory. It could be factory, it could be warehouse, it could be any facility in the any physical facility in the supply chain management. So, like we discussed inbound transportation, the other part is outbound transportation, because we are bringing in things and then we are sending out things, also shipping out also. So outbound transportation and logistics involve flow of finished products from a company to its end customer. So, finished goods, it could be finished good, it could be semi-finished, sometime maybe you added some value and then you shipping out. These activities are mainly concerned with distribution channels and customer service. Uh, so, and in outbound, when we will discuss the distribution channels, we will discuss more that. And outbound logistic, as the name indicates, is the collection, storage, and distribution of final goods and related information flow from manufacturer plant to the end user. So it covers all those activities, that is selecting, packaging, transporting, which are involved in the outflow of the merchandise from seller to buyer. So all these activities come under outbound transportation or logistics. The next major function of logistic is the fleet management, because we are moving all the goods through fleet. It is so is the its definition is that is process your business uses to manage all fleet and asset information from acquisition through the disposal. So from buying the transportation vehicles and then selling them off or disposal. So all these functions and then running them efficiently is also part of fleet management. This enables your business to reduce cost, improve efficiency, and ensures compliance across an entire fleet operations. So if you can see the picture, you can see the different functions under the fleet management. A fleet manager is performing. Basically, he is the transportation manager. So in the supply chain management, his job or her job is to, acquiring the uh, machinery, vehicles, and then servicing, keeping them in service, maintaining them, then energy management, how you use the fuel things, and then risk management, and then tools and technology, and then disposing of these things. So these are all, and then of course the first one is the how to plan all these strategies which align with the overall business strategy. Warehousing is also part of logistic, like we have seen that in the definition that we have the also to store the goods. So for to store the goods we need warehouse. So in the act of storing goods that will be sold or distributed later, so we store them, while a small home based business might be warehousing product in a spare room, basement or garage. Larger business typically own or rent space in a building that is specially designed for storage according to their product. So function of warehousing: storage, material handling, product packaging and shipping. So these are the some of the, and warehousing is also a very major component of the logistics, and we have warehouse managers which will take care of the warehouse, and it is also part of inventory management sometimes. So it is very important that I have another some lectures about the warehousing as well, so we can watch or listen those lectures as well. Thank you. As we were discussing the warehousing, we have see the one of the function of the warehousing is the material handling. So what is material handling? Basically, it is the movement in the short distance within continuous of in a building or between a building and a transportation vehicles, protection, storage and control of materials and products throughout the manufacturing, warehouse, distribution, consumption and disposable. So basically and disposal. So basically this is the, when you are touching material or you are moving material within a locality or from truck to the warehouse or from warehouse to the trucking. So all these things are coming under the material handling. So it is one of the very major function of the logistics is the movement of the goods in the, like warehouse. You can see from the picture, you are moving goods from one place to another place. The next function in the logistic is the packaging. You can see packaging is very important. Means the wrapping, boxing or bottling of products to make them safe from damage during the transportation and storage. Like we have seen that one of the objective of the logistic is to save goods from damaging. It keeps a product safe, marketable and helps in identifying, describing and promoting the product. So packaging have also marketing functions as well. So packaging is preparation of products or commodity for proper storage or transportation. It may entail blocking, bracing, cushioning, marking, sealing, strapping, weatherproofing and wrapping. So all these things are we do to protect our product and make it attractive and make it easy to recognize by our customers. So these all things come under the packaging. So I add this to just explain you to the functions of packaging, that is protection, communicating symbolically with our customers, providing customer convenience that it will be easy for them to handle, and even it is easy during their transportation inbound and outbound easier, and then promote the product. Of course, say promotion values has also. So these are the some function of the packaging. So I want to just tell you. Order fulfillment is another very important and vital function of logistic is. So by receiving the order, then processing it, then picking from the warehouse and then packaging it, and then shipping it out through the from warehouse to through transportation mode. So this is all part of order fulfillment, and this is the in my opinion, this is kind of a last stage of inbound logistic is. So after that it start out, when the truck is outside of your premises, it's become like a outbound transportation. But this is the order fulfillment is the most general sense, the complete process from point of sales inquiry to delivery of a product to the customer. So this is all order fulfillment. So it's very important, because this is, if we do everything and we will not do properly this way, we are ruining, or we are destroying our whole business. So it's very important, because it is the output of all the process we are doing in the upstream and the middle stream. This is another very important and basic function of logistic and supply chain management is inventory management. So I will tell you one thing: inventory management breaks a company or makes a company or a business. So it is very important to, and we have like many presentations and many subjects and about inventory management, but I'm just going through simply, because here we don't have much time to give in detail. So in an approach for keeping track of flow of inventory, start right from the procurement of goods, its warehousing, continues to outflow of the raw material or stock to reach the manufacturing units or to the market respectively. So we are actually, this is the tracking of inventory from its origin till its end. So in my opinion, supply chain management's major function is inventory management. So raw material, work in process, finished goods, and end to the customer. So in business term, inventory management means the right stock at the right level, in the right place, at the right time, at the right cost, as well as price. So this is the major objectives of inventory management are, so everything should be right, so then business will be more successful. So we will give a lot of importance to this function. Like I discussed previously, these are the functions. What inventory management has some very vital objectives in the supply chain management. So it is like optimizing storage cost, maintaining sufficient stock, enhancing cash flow, reducing purchase cost of goods, and then preventing dead stock or presumability. So we have to be, basically it is the optimization of the inventory. So we will make much out of our inventory. So and return of or investment in inventory should be optimal, because our major cost in the business is inventory. So we have to be very prompt in inventory management, and we have to achieve all these objectives to get the main objective of inventory optimization. In my opinion, demand planning is one of the another major function of supply chain management or logistics. So how it starts? Forecasting. So in my opinion, the forecasting is the first function of every business. So predicting the demand for products to ensure they can be delivered and satisfy the customers. So first we have to do the forecasting, and then we have to make the demand planning to satisfy or deliver the goods to our customers. So goal is to strike a balance between having sufficient inventory level to meet customer needs without having a surplus. So demand planning is also part of, sometimes, is inventory management basically. So we forecast that what we need, and then what we keep. So these are the things, and it is another very important but very tricky and very difficult function of supply chain management or logistics. As we know, and we have seen in the first topic of what is in understanding the supply chain management, in my opinion, information is the mother of supply chain management and efficient logistics. So role to help design information system that can control operational procedures. They can also key in the forecasting of demand and inventory, as already mentioned. It also means real-time tracking, and for instance, the mobile phone of a truck driver is integrated into our system. The driver can check where and when the deliveries are needed how much product has to be delivered to each location. So these, one of the major, characteristics of a good supply chain management is visibility. So information gives us visibility, and then we control it if something is going, as a manager, the definition of control. Control means that when things are going away from your planned things. So but how the things are going on according to our plan or not is the information. So with information we gel all the supply chain and management and logistic together, and then if we see anything is not going accordingly, we control that. So this is information technology is the major ingredient of our logistic. So we have discussed some of the functions of logistics. So let's see why we are discussing this, or why we emphasize on logistic. So what is the importance of logistic is, although many small businesses focus on design and the production of their products and services to best meet customers' need, if those products cannot reach customer, the business will fail. That is the major role that logistic plays. So logistic is basically the front of your company, and it is making a link between you and your customers. So if you have best product, but if the customer don't get on time in the right price, business might fail. So but logistic also impact other aspects of the business too. The more efficiently raw materials can be purchased, transported and stored until used, the more profitable the business can be. So one is to reach to the customer, and then profitable efficiently and making money for a company. Also coordinating resources to allow for timely delivery and use the material can make or break a company. So it is a, we are coordinating the resources so they have a maximum or optimal impact. On the customer side, if products cannot be produced and shipped in a timely manner, customer satisfaction can decline, also negatively impacting a company's profitability and the long-term viability. So this is another, this is the thing. If you are not reaching to the customers on time, and if your logistic is not right, then the customer go away and they might not buy your product and don't trust your products, and your sale will decrease, so profit will be decreased, and also to survive in the business will be at risk. So these are the few of the importance of the logistic, few factors, but it is the lifeline of a business. So if you don't have good logistic, even in military you have very strong military, but if your enemy break your logistics, you might lose a war. So this same thing is in the business. If your logistic will be not working properly, efficiently, effectively, so according to, and it is not aligned with your overall business objectives, your viability is at risk, your business is at risk. So these were some of the things I wanted to tell you. If you have any question, we can discuss, or you can write down here. So I hope you understand just the introduction to the logistic in supply chain management.